Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new, please hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So off camera I did go ahead and pre-prep this practice hand, and the reason that they are different lengths is because in one of my previous videos I asked if you guys were interested in me making a video based on how to build the apex, like structure and everything like that for the nail. So that is what I am doing today, and I will be showing you the process on a short nail, medium nail, long nail, and extra long length, I believe. So before we get into the application, I am just filing the sidewalls to make sure it's nice and straight, and I do have a nice square shape. And then I will also be blending in the nail tip with that natural nail before we get into our acrylic application. So here what the nails are looking like. Again, we will be doing short, medium, long, and extra long length for today's video. So for the acrylic, I will be using Vintage Rose, which is one of our exclusive cover powders. It is not coming back once it's sold out, and we do have a limited stock. So if you're interested in this powder, go ahead and use the link down below to purchase yours. So to start off doing short nails, what I like to do is I like to take a medium-sized bead of acrylic and apply it right above where the tip and the natural nail meet, and this will help kind of start like placing where my apex will be. Now also please keep in mind throughout this video, these are just tips that I have found to have worked for me, but if you need to kind of adjust anything, go ahead and please do that to your liking and to your preference. So after I've placed that medium-sized bead of acrylic, I am just gently patting it down towards the free edge, and I am also wiping the sidewalls to keep the nice square shape that we do have. And if you're wondering how I perfected my liquid to powder ratio and you want to perfect yours, go ahead and check out my liquid to powder ratio video that I do have in my beginners playlist. So after this first bead, I'm just quickly showing you how the thickness looks at the free edge of the nail, and that's kind of how thick you want it to be. You don't want it to be super thick, but you don't want it to be super thin either. So getting into the next bead, I am also taking another medium-sized bead of acrylic and applying it right below the cuticle area. And I am also taking the tip of my brush and just gently pushing that bead up into the cuticle area so that way it doesn't risk overflowing. And I am also perfecting the sidewalls as well. And once I have everything nice and perfected, I will go ahead and start gently blending that down towards the free edge as well. So again, I'm just going to quickly show you the structure of this nail. So that was the top view, and this is the view of the free edge area, and this is the side view. It does have a good apex, but I do feel like it needs a little bit more thickness. Now keep in mind, when doing short nails, you don't want the nail to be super thick because you don't want it to look all bubbled out. You want it to look a little bit more natural, but you do also want a nice apex so that way the nail still does not break. So I did just go ahead with another medium-sized bead of acrylic, and this is what it looks like now. You do have a nice thin structure at the cuticle area, and then it does rise up into that apex, and then it does level out around the free edge area. So that is kind of how you want the nail to be across like all the nails. And again, I will be showing you the same process on a few different lengths so you guys can kind of understand that. So for the medium nail, what I like to do is go in with a large bead of acrylic. So I did pick up that large bead and place it in the same spot, just a little bit above where the natural nail and the tip meet, and get that nice and situated there. And then after that, I will go ahead and start gently patting and pulling down that acrylic towards the free edge to perfect that free edge structure part, and also wipe down the sidewalls to keep the nice square shape. Once you get that acrylic dragged towards the free edge, just go ahead and wipe off all that excess acrylic that you do not need. You can either apply it back onto the nail so you don't waste product, but I personally don't do that. I just go ahead and just wipe it on my napkin that I do have off to the side of the camera. So to start the apex bead, I will be going in with a medium-sized bead of acrylic, just like the last nail, and I'm pushing it up into the cuticle area using the tip of my acrylic brush and then getting that all nice and situated. And once I do, I will go ahead and just use gentle pressure to blend that bead in with the previous one. And you can see here I'm kind of just pushing the acrylic back towards that apex area because I felt like I was wiping a little bit too much and I did not want it to be flat. So again, just showing you the side structure, and it looks pretty good, but for longer lengths you do want to have it a bit more of a higher apex, so that way the nail's a bit thicker and doesn't risk breaking. So again, just going in with another medium-sized bead of acrylic where we placed our last one, and just making sure that most of it stays right there where you want the apex to be. And once you got that nice and secured, go ahead and wipe that acrylic down towards the free edge. Again, making sure to wipe the sidewalls as well on the free edge to keep the nice shape that you do have. And now this is what it's looking like. It looks way much better. You can see more of that apex structure going on this nail. So for the next two nails, I will be using different acrylics to kind of show you how to do some encapsulating. So this first one here, I am using Whimsical Charm, which is a glitter acrylic, a part of our Fairy Tale Elegance collection with KAIROSE nail supply. And when applying acrylic that you will be encapsulating, you don't want to apply it super thick because then you will just eventually encapsulate that with that crystal clear acrylic, and it will just risk having the nails super thick already and you will have to do tons of filing. So when doing that, please try to apply the acrylic thinly, so that way you're not having to thicken the nail so much with that clear acrylic and then have to file so much either. So when doing this process, I do like to try to keep it in 2 beads, depending on how glittery the acrylic is. Like if I have to apply so many layers so that way it's not so transparent, then I will go ahead and do that. But since this is kind of like a chunky / fine glitter mix, I am only doing 2 beads for this. And I will not be encapsulating right away. I will go ahead and let this nail dry and move on to the pinky nail. So quickly, I'm just showing you the structure of the nail before we encapsulate. You can kind of see that it's a little bit thicker in the area where the apex will be, but that's absolutely fine. So moving on to the pinky nail, I am using these 2 pastel colors from our Hello Spring collection to kind of do an ombre so you guys can see how to encapsulate that as well. So I am starting off with this yellow color called Sunny Sprout and applying it where the tip and the natural nail meet, and also blending it down towards the cuticle area so it does have a nice blend when I go with the second color. And then after that, I will go ahead and drag that down towards the free edge, also wiping the sidewalls to keep the nice square shape. Next, I will be going in with the orange color that is called Fresh Fiesta and applying it right below the yellow acrylic powder, kind of a little bit ways down, so that way if I don't want the orange to blend so high into the yellow, I can perfect that on later on, if that makes sense. So I applied it right a little bit below that yellow acrylic powder, and just gently with the tip of my brush blended that in with that yellow acrylic powder. And then I did go in with another bead, which is a medium-sized bead of acrylic, and applied it for the cuticle bead. Use the tip of my brush to push that into the cuticle area and start blending that down into the yellow acrylic powder as well. I really do hope that this tutorial makes sense for you guys and is kind of helping you guys to kind of learn how to perfect your structure and apex area of your nails. So this is the side view of that nail. You can see that it's not so great, but that's okay because we will have to encapsulate it and we will perfect it with that clear acrylic. So now that the glitter is dried on this nail, we will go ahead and start encapsulating. So I will be applying the first bead, which is a medium-sized bead of acrylic, right where the tip of the natural nail meet, and just start blending it down towards the free edge. This will help build up the thickness that you need at the free edge of the nail, along with on that part, like the upper part of the nail tip as well. Now for the cuticle / apex bead, I am taking another medium-sized bead of acrylic and applying it above that first one, gently pushing it into the cuticle area so that way it blends seamlessly in there. And then I will keep most of the acrylic where I want the apex to be and start blending the excess down towards the free edge. So here I'm just kind of tilting the nail, and as you can see it needs just a little bit more thickness. So I am going in with another medium-sized bead of acrylic where we placed our last one. Again, keeping most of the acrylic where you want the apex to be and just using very gentle pressure. I guess you'd say that gentle pressure, and brushing that acrylic down towards the free edge. And now this is what the structure is looking like, and it looks way better now. Again, you do have that nice thinness at the cuticle area, and it does go into that apex structure and goes perfectly along the free edge of the nail. So for this nail as well, you want to kind of do the same thing, but I did pick up a large bead of acrylic since this is a longer nail, and applied it where the tip of the natural nail meet, and again just blend it down towards the free edge to help build up that structure you need at the tip of the nail. And then taking a medium-sized bead of acrylic and placing it underneath the cuticle area, using the tip of the brush again, pushing it into that area and just gently blending that down with the first bead, but making sure to keep the acrylic where you want the apex to be. Now I did feel like it needs a little bit more, so I am going in with another medium-sized bead of acrylic. And also another tip, you want to make sure to look at the nail from different angles as well to help figure out where you need to apply more acrylic. So again, just took another medium-sized bead of acrylic and applied it right there and just gently blended it down as well. Now this is what the apex is looking like on that nail, and it looks absolutely perfect, especially for this length. And here you can see the free edge, which is nice and thickened as well. So I will be showing you the top portion of these nails just to show you the structure from the top, and then again here is the short nail side view, the medium length side view, the long nail side view, and the extra long nail side view. And you can see they all have nice apexes. So getting into the filing, I will be using these two bits, which is the fine 5-in-1 tapered drill bit and a medium grit sanding band. So here I'm just quickly showing you my nail drill so that way you guys can kind of see how I adjust the speed on it, so you know what speed I use when doing the finished filing. So I'm just placing my tapered drill bit into that drill, the handpiece part, and I'm bumping my nail drill up to 9,000 RPMs because that's the speed I like to have it on when doing any of my finished filing. So here I'm trying to show you like a side view of me filing it so you guys can understand how I have this drill bit when doing the cuticle area. So when sealing it, I like to have it a little bit pointed up like this, if that makes sense. I know they say to have it a little bit downward so that way it kind of just goes in, but I feel like doing that kind of takes away from the apex. So I do like to have it slightly pointed at like a 45-degree angle, I guess you'd say, and go ahead and file the cuticle area doing it that way. And me personally, I feel like this helps so much with sealing the cuticle area, and it just gives it a nice flawless finish. So I did go ahead and leave this first nail in real time so you guys can see how I did that filing portion, and then here I'm just showing you the side view, which you can see that it does keep the nice apex going on. So I will be going ahead and doing the rest of that part on the rest of the nails, and we will go in with our medium grit sanding band next. So before we get into the next portion of the filing, I did want to quickly just show you the side view again after filing the cuticle area, just sealing them nicely with that fine 5-in-1 drill bit. Now I will be taking the medium grit sanding band from Nails and Blings, and again using my drill at the speed of 9,000 RPMs when doing this step. So what I like to do to make sure I maintain that apex is I like to go horizontally on the nail, depending on the length. So for the short nail, I try to do most of the nail horizontally, but after I get below where the apex ends, I guess, towards the free edge, I do like to do it vertically. So here on this nail, I'm just going horizontally across where the apex is to make sure it keeps a nice apex structure, and then once I get below, kind of like where the tip of the natural nail meet, I will go ahead and start doing it vertically so I can keep the free edge of the nail nice and straight as well. So again, showing you the side view, this is what the short nails looking like. The medium nail looks very nice. The long nail looks very nice as well, especially for the length, and the extra long for the length as well. The structure looks very perfect, and I do like to do all my nails like this. So to kind of finish the filing process, I am just taking the hand file again and just shaping up the sidewalls to keep the nice square shape. Or if you are doing a different shape, also just make sure to go in with the hand file to perfect that shape a bit more, to also get any acrylic that might have spilled over when doing the application. But after I am done filing the sidewalls, I will go ahead and flip the hand over and file the free edge to make sure that is nice and straight as well. So here I'm just showing you the free edge portion of the nails. You can see that they are a bit thicker after filing the free edge. So I am just going back in with the fine 5-in-1 drill bit and going underneath just to kind of thin them out. But you don't want to do it super thin because the free edge will break eventually. So do just a little bit of the thickness so that way it's not super thin like I said. Now normally you guys don't see that on my channel because I don't keep my sets on, so I don't feel like it's necessary to do this. Plus I don't build up the structure and the thickness on my practice sets. So for the purpose of the video, that is what I am showing you there. So now that I have all the finished filing completely done, I'm just showing you the side view again, and I will probably show the overhead view of the nails as well with the free edge. So I really do hope that this tutorial really does help you guys perfect your structure and thicknesses that you guys need for your nails. And if it did, please comment below so that way I know if I should be making more tutorials like this. Thank you guys for watching.